Hey, David Mathews from Spark of Life, where our heartbeat is to walk beside those who've experienced horrific loss, both death losses and non-death losses. I want to just share with you kind of a grief tip today, very briefly. This is going to be a series of tips. We're going to go over the top 10 number one tips for grief recovery that we get asked about all the time. Everywhere we go, Debbie and I used to travel a lot before this COVID, but we still do a lot of traveling. And people say, "What do you do for a living?" And I say, "Oh, well, I work with people." "Well, what do you do with people?" And I say, "Well, I work with those who are grieving and are about ready to quit, and they've experienced horrific loss." And I was talking to one guy who's an author. Some of you probably have heard of this guy. I won't mention his name for obvious reasons because it wasn't very pleasant. He said, "What do you do for a living?" I told him that we work with those who grieve. And he said, "Well, you choose to do what you want to with your life, but I choose to work with the living." That really insulted me. I said, "Well, who do you think we work with?" We work with the living who are hurting. And we are Spark of Life. We are not Spark of Death. And usually when people ask, they're not that rude that this guy was. I like the guy, but he's not on my Christmas list, right? So anyway, people say, "Well, what's the number one tip you can give?" And I say, "Well, there's 10 number one tips, and I can't rank them. So I'll just go over the first one I want to go over this morning. And it is when people say, we've done 107 retreats with over 1,400 grievers. We've done all these workshops in churches and stuff. And they say, what's the number one tip? And I'll say this. The grievers have taught us, and they say one thing stands out when they get help, and it is, we found out we were not alone. And that's the tip of the day. You're not alone. There's help out there. We stand ready to help you, okay? And I know many of you know people who are grieving, they're hurting. They just need to know they're not alone and that there is help available. We hear that all the time because what happens is sometimes we think we have to be strong for others. We have to go to work. Well, we do have to go to work after we lose the dearest on earth to us, if we need to work to live, right? And sometimes people think they have to just keep it to themselves and they got to plow through it, but that's usually not very successful in living forward. And we want you to know at Spark, you're not alone. There's grief help available right now. You can go to sparkoflife.org, check out our new website, check out the online virtual retreats we're going to have. They're going to be powerful, and we will feel connected through the Zoom technology. You will see that you won't be alone, and check it out. And we also have a grief online course that you can take one-on-one, just you at your own pace with 3 coaching sessions. We have that available. We want you to know you're not alone. And our coaches are standing by if you need somebody to talk to, coaching. At Spark of Life, there's always hope. And we just want you to hold on to that. You're not alone. There's a help available. We're here for you. I know there's others that could be there for you. But at Spark of Life, there's always hope. Have a great day.